Welcome to the Leverton on Everything podcast. I'm Leverton, and this is Everything, a daily podcast where I literally review everything in under 10 minutes. Today I'm going to review the Canadian animated classic, The Raccoons, and I'm from Canada originally, and Canada doesn't have it's weird because there are things that are very Canadian and people outside of the country don't know. And then there are things, like for example, the Tragically Hip. Then there are things that are very Canadian and people know, like maple syrup, although that's not specifically, just Canada. But I think this is one of those things that at the time it was being made, it felt very Canadian, and it is very Canadian, but actually it was made for an international audience, which is kind of baffling for me. So this show was part of my childhood, and I don't think I particularly liked it, and that might seem strange to you listening to this or watching it. The reason is that people in my day and age, we didn't really have a choice when it came to children's entertainment. So we either had to watch what our parents wanted or what was on the three channels on TV or go do something else. So I did watch this, and I have, thought about this show maybe like a few times in the past, but whenever I try to find it, it's never there on anything. But recently I found it on a streaming site that I'm subscribed to. So I watched it with my 13-year-old son, and I don't think that we're the demographic for this show. But it's not bad, but it's not great also. The plots are pretty simplistic, and it's hard to understand where the enchanted forest is supposed to be. Like, there are sort of like normal animals, like in quotation marks, like normal North American animals like raccoons and dogs, but why are there aardvarks? It doesn't make any sense. The animation of the main characters is pretty ugly. The backgrounds have a level of detail that is absent from modern animated series aimed at children. Also, the soundtrack is used in such a way that is lacking in modern animation, by which I mean the soundtrack is clearly the star of the show just as much as the plot or the characters. So it won't be like playing quietly and subtly in the background. It will be like sorry about that, but that's basically what the soundtrack did. If we had the Raccoons on the soundtrack of this, you'd be like, Adam, speak up, speak up. And I'm like, I'm talking as loud as I can. So yeah. Why did I? So I gave it 8 out of 10, and even though I didn't personally like it and never have liked it, I think really young children might like it if you can find it. It's kind of one of those things where the plot is very simplistic, and the music is fun, and the character drawings, although they're ugly, are fun as well. So yeah, I would recommend it for small children. Another thing I would recommend, I have a podcast called the Death by Disney. That's what it's called. I review Disney movies chronologically. Please check that out as well.